Howdy folks, and I hope your heralds are being heard wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for, well, I was going to say another 1/6 scale figure preview, but really what scale this figure is anybody's guess. But yes, it is none other than Galactus, aka Ralph Ineson, from last year's Fantastic Four First Steps. It's from Hot Toys. It was initially announced when the movie was released, this one, so we've been waiting on it a while, but it has finally dropped. So, well, at least the promotional pictures for this figure have dropped. I don't think we have a pre-order date confirmed yet, or a delivery date, or a price for that matter, but that's never stopped Mr. Go Figure in the past. So let's dive in and take a look at Galactus. But before we do that, I would like to send a skyscraper-sized shout out to everybody who supported the channel, and please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're sure not to miss any of the 1/6 scale reviews, previews, news, tours, showcases, and all the other stuff that we've got coming up. So yes, played by Mr. Ralph Ineson. I'm going to hold my hands up here on this one. Seen the movie and I wasn't impressed. I was very, very let down. I didn't particularly enjoy it. I haven't picked up any of the previous Hot Toys Fantastic Four from that movie in this line, and the chances are I'm not going to be picking up this guy. But got to do a preview of it simply because it's a first for Hot Toys. It's a Sofvi. Yes, it's a soft vinyl figure, but we'll get to all that. Let's take a look at the photos. And yeah, having seen the movie, I've got to say I am very, very impressed with the detailing here. As I mentioned, soft vinyl figure, this one. Now, for people not familiar with soft vinyl, I'm sure there's a few of you out there. It's a slightly different material. How can I describe this? If you've got a Godzilla figure, you'll know what this is all about. It uses, I think it's a rotational, let me double check that. Yeah, it's a rotational molding method, which I was checking earlier, to actually produce the figure. It's limited in articulation because of the way it's made, because it's made out of the soft vinyl. It's not going to be as posable as your average 1/6 scale figure, but it's great to see Hot Toys venturing into soft vinyl. Hopefully we'll see a lot more from them. But yeah, the pictures, let's focus on those. And straight away, yeah, I think the screen accuracy is there, the colors are there, the detailing is there. It looks excellent. It really, really does. If you are a fan of this movie, if you're a fan of Galactus, and you've got the acreage, there's a caveat to this. You might need to rent a field somewhere to display it. But if you've got all those things, then yeah, you could be all in on this one. And straight away, the first thing I noticed on this is the little tiny members of the Fantastic Four there, which are perched around him. You've got the Silver Surfer there, what looks like Ben Grimm, you've got Sue Storm. They all look like they've been made in very, very small miniature versions to fit with the size of this figure, but we'll get to scale momentarily. But overall, yeah, I'm super impressed with this. You've got those purple hues. The armor looks really good. You've got the sort of that deep red purple almost. All the different shades of purple are there. It's unmistakably in that head sculpt, Ralph Ineson and Galactus. We also have a light up feature here as well. Now, how they're going to do this with a soft vinyl figure, I think you would probably struggle making this USB-C compatible. So I hope they're not going back to the old button cell battery thing, but I suspect they may be. So I suspect there's going to be a space in the back of that huge headpiece that Galactus wears for the button cells. So if you are put off by button cell batteries, as regulars to the channel will know Mr. Go Figure is, that might be a bit of a bugbear for you, but I think it's probably something that we can all live with. We'll let them off this once. But yeah, the headpiece itself, that headdress thing, the helmet, looks on point with the dinks and the scratches and the patterns in it. The colors are right. Leaning forward, you've got the bridges on the nose there, those ridges across the top of the nose there. They're on point. The skin texturing looks great. Overall, I can't fault this. I think it looks absolutely nailed on. This is really going to be down to whether you are a huge Galactus fan and a huge Fantastic Four First Steps fan, I think. But let's move on to the next. Close up on that head sculpt there. Now, we talked about the skin textures here, and if you actually look closely, he's got that almost scarred stroke, tattooed almost skin texture going on with that symmetrical pattern that's formed on his face there. Screen accurate once again as you get closer, and you can see it in real detail, and I think Hot Toys have captured it incredibly well. And we're seeing some of that detail on the headdress as well. Absolutely on point. The eyes look super bright. Hopefully those LEDs will be powerful enough to really give off some light. And overall, yeah, I am loving the detail they put in here. And there's some cracking photography as well. I've seen some blogger photos that have gone up in the past 24 hours as well. This thing looks like it really is photogenic. So you're going to have a field day, I think, with this if you're picking it up. Let's move on to the next. Another one here of him, of his hand outstretched, seeing that detailing on the face again, and overall, very good. I think Hot Toys are a bit limited with the photos here because of the articulation in this figure, but we'll get to articulation. Well, no, let's talk about it now. Why not? Yeah, I'm going to check my notes here. Now, there are only 6 points of articulation with this figure, and this is the limitation of having a soft vinyl figure that's been produced in this way. Now, they're calling it 6 points, and they are saying it is the head, the upper arms, the forearms, and the waist. So I'm assuming there that they are counting the upper arms and the forearms as 2, because he's got 2 arms, obviously, and that gives us our 6. So we're going to get some movement in this head here. How much? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Twisting at the waist and a movement in the forearms. It sounds like the legs have got 0 movement. You're going to have to get all that sort of action in the legs from twisting the waist area there. So yeah. It might put your normal 6 scale collector off a little bit, limiting it, but I mean, I think it's more than made up for in its height, in its size. What it lacks in articulation, it makes up for in height, which we'll get to. Another one here, that some of my favourite shots, these I love, as I've mentioned numerous times in my previews. Sound like a bit of a crack record. I love those up shots, especially on these imposing figures like this. And the lighting here is really nice with that sort of purple on one side and the white on the other. And it looks super imposing, it really does. And we can see some more of the details in this outfit here. And you've got, now, how this is done, is this part of the moulding process or whether this outfit has been layered on top? I'm not 100% certain. I guess we'll have to wait to get it in hand to actually find that out. But what you've got here are those sort of multiple layers, almost that skirt effect going on around the waist there. The detailing looks great. We can see the sort of the gauntlets on the forearms there. They're looking really good, almost Iron Man-esque those, with more of a hint of red in that purple paint application. But it's pretty much all a mixture of purples here. And one of Mr. Go Figure's favourite colours. But yeah, that looks super imposing and I'm loving the detail. On to the next. Arm out here, shot from the waist up, and yeah, can't fault it. The detailing in that layering, as we mentioned on the skirt there, looks really excellent. Yeah, can't be faulted there. All the striation, all the lines in the arms there, the hoops around those gauntlet sections, and the hands as well, all looking phenomenal. Another one there, pretty similar to the last one. This is what Hot Toys have a tendency to do. Move the camera back about 2 inches and give us exactly the same shot, but yeah, just as imposing and impressive. Another one here from the waist up, yeah. And obviously we've got a decent amount of movement in that head to get him off to one side. How much forward and backward motion there'll be in there is yet to see. Another one there from the side, this time hand out. Looking amazing, absolutely amazing. Now let's talk proportions when we get to the right shot here. Another shot here, head and shoulders, and yeah, I can't fault that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you a Fantastic Four fan? Are you a Galactus fan? Did you like the movie? Hot Toys fan picking this up. I think, although I'm not a fan of the movie, I think this figure could sort of in the future acquire Grail status. Maybe not because of the subject matter so much, but simply because it's the first time that Hot Toys dipped their toe in the soft vinyl world. But I could be wrong, it has been known. Close up there are some of these little figures. Now, as far as I can tell, I'm sure they'll give us some details later on. There are little clips on these guys, and you can attach them to certain parts of Galactus's body. Now, we've seen it before in that previous shot. We've got the Silver Surfer, very, very small Silver Surfer, whizzing off that forearm there, and I think this is a great inclusion. Now, at his height, and I've had to check the internet for this, so don't quote me on this. AI notoriously unreliable in this department, but they did say that at his tallest, he was 1,000 feet tall. I think it's 1,000 feet. Yeah, 1,000 feet. So that will maybe be about right for the proportions of the Silver Surfer here. Let's zip on onto a close-up of that head sculpt, and once again, some amazing detail in there. I can't fault that sculpt one bit. Arm reaching out, very, very good shot this one. You can really see that fine detail in the chest plate, in the neck area. It's continued up through into that mask. All excellent. Yeah, a chef's kiss to Hot Toys on this one. It's taken you a year, but you've done a good job. Now, proportions. And I am going to have to refer to my notes here. So this guy is coming in at 70 centimeters. Now, that makes him nowhere near 1/6 scale, even in his smallest format in the movie. I think in his smallest format, he was about 1,800 inches tall. That's 150 foot. That was his smallest. And at his tallest, you're looking at 1,000 feet, which is 12,000 inches. So they've compromised, obviously. We don't want to be taking anybody's roof off here. And I think it pairs up pretty well with the 1/6 scale figures. Like I said before, it's going to be a real ball ache finding somewhere to display this. But if you've got the acreage, yeah, I think it will look really, really good with the Fantastic Four figures. So yeah, and this could, I think, I mean, this is actually, I think, bigger than quarter scale. I'm pretty certain it's an inch or two bigger than quarter scale. So this is probably a contender for one of the biggest pieces that Hot Toys have ever produced. But yeah, I think it squares up against Reed Richards really well there. And we've got an all shot, some detail shots here. Now they're doing a special edition version of this, as they have a want to do recently, Hot Toys, with these metal collectible cards. It's not my thing, but if it's your thing, they're including it. 27.5 inches tall. That is going to look good in anybody's display, regardless of whether you like the character or not. And in this top right-hand corner here, we've got some more of those details. We've covered up the LED light-up eyes. We've covered the 5 miniature figures, and yeah, they're attachable to the figure. Looks like it's the shoulders there. You've got the Human Torch zooming in there, and obviously Sue and Reed and the Silver Surfer as well. So yeah, overall looking wonderful. Some more of those miniatures again, some more close-ups of those miniatures. Loving that little Silver Surfer. I think it looks phenomenal. But yeah, great inclusion those. So how you display this? Do you put it with the 1/6 scale figures, or do you have it separately with the miniatures? If I was picking this figure up, I would be more inclined to have it standing on its own, a standalone piece with the miniature figures rather than next to the 1/6 scale ones. But yeah, that's personal taste. I think these little guys look great. And another detailing shot here of the articulation. So, as we mentioned before, upper arms rotatable you've got rotatable movement in the head. So I think it's going to move pretty much like a bog standard 6 scale figure. Upper arms, forearms and waist. So yeah, you're limited in your posing there, but really, I don't think this is that kind of figure for super dynamic posing. It's just one of those, even in a museum pose, it's going to look so, it's going to dominate the display. And I think that is the last shot. So there you have it, folks. That is Hot Toys Soft Vinyl, a new line, their take on Ralph Ineson as Galactus from Fantastic Four, First Steps. What are your thoughts on this piece? I mentioned at the beginning there, I'm I'm not sold. I'll be honest with you, and it's not because I don't think it's a fantastic figure. I think it's a wonderful looking piece. It's just not from a movie that really captured my imagination. Although I could very well be tempted to pick this up just out of curiosity's sake. You know what I'm like. But let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on Hot Toys? What are your thoughts on the movie? What are your thoughts on the character? What are your thoughts on anything at all? Nothing is off menu. And what have we got coming up on the channel? As I mentioned at the top there, plenty more reviews. We've got stuff from Hot Toys, InArt, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo6, Iconic Studios, the list goes on. We've got more showcases, more tours, and of course more previews. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is from myself, from Galactus, a massive thank you for watching as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.